Alright everybody, so we're back, and this is kind of strange. You may be thinking to yourself, why in the world are you back? I'll tell you in a second. But basically I have a lot of information from day 7 of Detroit Lions training camp. So in this video we're going to be doing a part 2. Yes, kind of weird, but that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so I know this is going to come out a little bit later than the part 1. The part 1 took forever to upload, so if you guys are like, wow, this is just way off, well, that's because it just took forever to upload. I don't know why. But with that being said, hopefully part 2 goes faster. We'll just have to wait and see. It's been pretty slow today. With that being said, I had so many takeaways from day number 7 that after watching back my part 1, I was like, you know what? There's so many more things I could mention in this throughout my notes. So I'm going to go through it again, do a part 2 though, all new things that you haven't heard me talk about, because me just putting them in the comments, it's not good enough. You guys deserve a new video from me for a part 2. So let's get right into it. I'm sorry that I didn't put these all in the first video, but honestly, I don't like giving you guys videos that are like 15 minutes long. I just don't think that's fair to you guys. I think that's way too long. So with that being said, here's part 2. And the first guy that sticks out to us is Amani or Awari, okay? And I talked about him a little bit in the first video, but Amani actually came up with an interception today, which was actually Matthew Stafford's third, yes, count it, third interception in 3 days, okay? So every single day for the last 3 days, Matthew Stafford's thrown an interception. Now you may be thinking to yourself, that's not good at all, right? Stafford should not be throwing that many interceptions. Well, one, relax, it's training camp, it happens. And 2, they've really been a lot of good defensive plays. Like, most of these aren't on Stafford at all because the defense is just making plays, especially Amani's. Amani's really wasn't on Stafford at all. Amani took the ball from Kenny Galladay's hands. So I don't know how you can actually blame it on Matthew Stafford, but it is technically an interception, and that's what he did today. But with that being said, Amani was a guy that was absolutely quiet throughout this entire offseason, and for the last few days, he's been making some noise, and that just really put him over the top to the point where we have to talk about him a lot more. Amani's a guy that a lot of you guys hope is that number 2 cornerback. I know you guys are really excited. You thought he was a steal. I did as well. With that being said, he came up with an interception today, and as we know, Tracy Walker the day before came up with an interception after lurking TJ Hawkinson, and the day before that, Jelani Tavai came up with an interception. So you can see there, it's 2 rookies and Tracy Walker. So very young guys making big plays. And is it really that surprising? They're trying to get their name out there. They're going to go make plays. Next up, I have to bring in a new man that I didn't mention last video because, again, I had so many notes. I just was trying to get in some of them, but I'm going to mention him in this video, and that is Travis Fulghum. So Travis Fulghum actually had a really nice day today. And Travis Fulgham's that one guy out of Old Dominion, okay? And when you look at his highlights, you see him catching deep passes, you know, going up over defenders. That's just what he did. It's kind of similar to what you saw from Kenny Galladay when we drafted him out of Northern Illinois. That's what we saw from Travis Fulghum. And we're like, when is he going to do that for the Lions? Because this guy's on the bubble. He needs to start making plays. Well, he started doing that today, and he showed some of his speed, his ability to get down the field very quickly. He was matched up against Justin Coleman a few times, and he was just burning him. Justin Coleman didn't want any part of old Travis Fulghum. Fulghum had a really good day. And again, another young player. You're going to see that a lot from rookies throughout the whole entire offseason. They're trying to get their names out there. They're going to be playing harder than everybody else. It usually happens like that. Now, the other guys should be playing hard, right? But the fact is, this is their jobs, right? Their jobs really depend on how they do throughout training camp, especially the later round picks. So with that being said, they're trying to do everything that they can to make this team and make a good impression. Now, we also have some other news, okay? So the Detroit Lions actually brought in referees for their training camp today. And refs, they do that sometimes just to get the feel of a real game because Matt Patricia likes to do this. So, you know, if you make a mistake, you know because the referee's calling it, okay, you know what they're going to call. That way in the season, in a real game, you're not shocked by what happened. So with that being said, the Detroit Lions brought in the refs. And not only did Matthew Stafford throw an interception today, I don't think Matthew Stafford did bad today, right? He was a good signal caller. He did well. Problem is he just threw that interception, and that's going to make everything look worse. And it really wasn't much of his fault. With that being said, our offensive line didn't have a great day. We actually saw Joe Dahl get counted for a false start penalty backed up at their own end zone. That can't happen, Joe Dahl. We love you, Joe Dahl, but you can't do that kind of stuff. We had a lot of mistakes today. Today was a mistake-filled day. We saw a lot of bright spots from young guys, but we also saw a lot of mistakes. Like, can you imagine Kenny Galladay getting the ball ripped out of his hands by Amani? I can't imagine that, but that's what happened. And another note that I have to put in here, okay? And hopefully, Jamal Agnew is not catching the Amir Abdullah fumbleitis, and that's nothing that you want to hear at all. So basically, Jamal Agnew is showing that speed, he's showing his elusiveness, and it's like, hey, he's back, you know, he's healthy. But the dude can't hold on to the ball right now. He's showing what Amir Abdullah was showing. You're fast, you're elusive, but you got to be able to hold on to the ball. And honestly, if he can't, they're going to go with the reliable guy that's less speedy, less crafty, just to make sure that they have the possession, because fumbling the ball is not something that you can do. That's what they did with Amir Abdullah. Yes, he was exciting and every once in a while he would break one, but if you're fumbling the ball, it's just not worth the risk. So the Detroit Lions will go with somebody else, and it's hard for me to say that because I love Jamal Agnew. With that being said, man, you got to figure out how to hold on to the ball. So hopefully, as offseason progresses, as we start getting into joint practices, we start playing preseason games, that doesn't come up as an issue because he will have opportunities during preseason games. He just got to make sure he doesn't fumble during those games because that will be a very bad look with a whole bunch of people watching that weren't watching before. Now, we got to move on to TJ Hockenson, right? Oh, TJ had another really good day. Are we really surprised? It's TJ Hockenson, right? The 8th pick in the draft has been absolutely outstanding. He won every single one of his one-on-one battles. He has been great today. So with that being said, TJ Hockenson, you did your thing. I got no news on that, okay? This guy's a tough player. He can block, he can catch the ball. He just takes it out of players' hands, and he's really doing really good at the tight end position. Now, Jesse James has been really, really good. He has been getting a lot of guys attacking him. Guys like Tracy Walker have absolutely been going at this guy, Rashawn Melvin. But Jesse James has been holding his own, taking the ball away from defenders. Kind of like the opposite of what happened there with Kenny Galladay. Kenny, what are you doing, my guy? But with that being said, those are some of the updates. This is a part 2 video. I know it's kind of awkward. You're like, why is there a part 2? Why didn't you just put them all in the first video? Like I said before, I don't like giving you guys 20-minute videos. I just don't think it's fair to you guys. You guys don't want to sit there for 20 minutes. Unless you guys do. If you guys like the super long videos, make sure you let me know in the comments below because I don't know and I don't want to put those out there if you guys want to enjoy those. I'd rather have ones that are 8 minutes and it's like, okay, I can nicely enjoy this, move on, then I can come back and enjoy another one. I don't have to sit here for 20 minutes and kind of block out everything else, right? So with that being said, you guys just have to let me know in the comments below your preferences on videos. But here is my part 2 of Detroit Lions training camp, day 7. I'm sorry that I had to do this, but I have to make it right. I have to make it fair for you guys. With that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you guys for supporting everything, and I'm out.